Hi, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 10 simple things you can do that will have a lot of impact on your website without a lot of effort. If we haven't met yet, my name is Meg. I'm a yoga and meditation teacher turned Squarespace web designer, and I'm here to help you elevate your business and your website without the tech overwhelm. So, I was thinking about all the things that you can do to make some impact on your website, but without having it take a lot of effort. Sometimes the thought of having to completely redo all your copywriting or redesigning a site or coming up with new branding, it can feel really overwhelming. And then instead of taking any action, we take zero action. So this is my recommendation, my list of 10 things. There's certainly probably a lot of other things you could do, but this is my list of 10 things that you can do very easily in your website to give it a little uplift, keep it interesting without having to go through the process of a complete redesign and refresh. Number 1, update some of your images. Now, this doesn't mean you have to go out and get a completely new professional photo shoot for your brand, but maybe you have some other images that you can swap out from a previous photo shoot. Some headshots, maybe some views of your office or your studio, or maybe your business changes with the seasons. You can swap out some images for the winter season versus the summer season, fall and spring. If your business is related to certain holidays, you could throw in some images that relate to that. That might only take you, a half an hour to swap out some images on a few pages on your website, and that will have an immediate impact to your visitors. Number 2, take a look at your website copy, especially on your homepage and your services pages. Is there anything there as you read through that just seems really out of date or just needs some, wordsmithing, for lack of a better way of saying it? Just making a few simple updates to your copy can have quite an impact and do wonders. So think of looking at things like your headlines. Is there a way you can rephrase your headlines? Or maybe you have some new keywords and phrases that you want to be working into your keyword strategy, and you can update your headlines for that. Take a look at your calls to action, your buttons. What are you directing your visitors to do? Changing out the words, making them more action-oriented, that can have quite a good effect on your website without a lot of effort. Number 3, try out some new font combinations. If you're working in Squarespace, you can easily go into site styles and try out some different font combinations and see what you think. And the beauty is that you can try them out and you don't have to keep them. If you don't like them, you can go back to what you had or try out something new. But a simple update in your fonts can have a huge impact on the visual effect of your website. But keep in mind, you want to make it readable and easy for your viewers. So while some really kind of outrageous or fun fonts might seem tempting, just be cautious and keep in mind where you use them. You want your fonts to be readable. You do want them to be eye-catching, but you want them to be easy on the viewer. So don't go too crazy with script fonts, especially in body paragraphs and things like that. But have a little bit of fun, spend an hour or so trying out some new font combinations and see what you come up with. And that leads us to number 4. You're trying out new fonts. How about trying out some new colors? Maybe adding an accent color to some text or an underline, maybe changing the color of some of your buttons. You can do that just within your existing color palette, or you can try out a new color palette. Again, play around, experiment. Again, if you're in Squarespace and site styles, you can try out some of the predetermined options that they offer you and see what you think. Just a simple act of adding an accent color somewhere, maybe swapping out the colors of your sections to try something else that's new. Just add a little bit more vibrance or some fresh feel to your website. And again, it's something that you can easily try on. And if you don't like it, you can just go right back to where you were. You don't have to worry about making a mistake. Number 5, taking a look at your testimonials. Have you got any testimonials or social proof on your website that are really old? Maybe you want to swap them out with some updated or new testimonials from more recent clients or customers. Updating and curating your testimonials on a regular basis, you do keep that content fresh, and you can make sure that you are utilizing it in the right places. So you don't have to keep testimonials on one page. You can use them throughout your site. So try and take a look at what your testimonials are, and are there certain testimonials that might work well on your homepage versus a services page, etc. If you don't have any updates to the actual testimonials themselves, play around with trying out a new layout or design, perhaps having a scrolling feature or a different type of block. Do you have headshots of people that you can add to your testimonials? Again, just trying out something a little bit new can give a really fresh feel to your site. Number 6, create a new lead magnet and post it to your site and encourage visitors to sign up and join your email list. And this one might take a little bit longer than others if you don't already have a lead magnet ready to go. But once you do, it's really quick and easy to add either a pop-up or a new section within your website to help get people to sign up, download that freebie, and engage with them. Keeping that in mind, are you offering any specials, sales, any events that you have coming up that you want to promote and keep fresh? Make use of that announcement bar and pop-up feature right within Squarespace to highlight them. Link to my video on how to do that if you haven't seen that before. But this can take about 5-10 minutes to get that announcement bar or pop-up going and get some eyes on something that you currently want to be highlighting. So classes, events, sales, anything like that. Also a lead magnet, as I mentioned before. You can throw that on there as well on a pop-up. And number 8, do you have a blog? If so, make a point to go through and look at some of your older posts and give them a little bit of an update where it makes sense. This might be within the actual content of the blog. Maybe you have some new data or a different perspective that you want to add or bring it up to date. Or maybe you just want to add in some more images or play with the formatting of it a little bit to make it look more visually interesting. Maybe you want to update some of the related posts that you may be highlighting down below, the tags, the categories, things like that. Search engines love fresh content, so if you have an older blog post and you make some updates to it, it's a great way to kind of refresh it and get it back out there. It's also a good time to take a look back at the past quarter or a year and look at your best performing blog posts. What about them has been doing very well, and see if you can apply that to some of your older content or plan it for your new content going forward. Now, number 9. This one isn't related to design or how your website looks or feels or the images that it presents, but it's incredibly important because without this, it makes it harder for your site to even be found. So all of those other things that you've done are kind of pointless if nobody's seeing your website. So number 9 is make sure that you have your site connected to Google Search Console and that you have submitted your sitemap so that it will get indexed and start showing up in the search results. And that may seem like a no-brainer to some of you, but you would be surprised how many people I've talked to that aren't aware of the connection with Google Search Console or how to submit a sitemap. A lot of folks just think it happens automatically, that once you publish your site that, these search engines will start to find it and serve it up. And that's not necessarily true. And unless you don't know what you don't know. So I'm here to share with you, if you don't know, you do need to submit your sitemap to Google Search Console, and that will help get your site indexed and start showing in search results. Now, I plan to do a short video in the near future on exactly how to submit your sitemap to Google Search Console, and then particularly if you're a Squarespace user as well, a couple of quick tips on will be coming shortly, but do make sure that your site is getting indexed and showing up, because otherwise all this other work will not get seen as quickly as you would like it. And number 10 is one that's near and dear to my heart. And again, doesn't have anything to do with design. It does have to do with the importance of protecting your website and your clients and customers. And that's all around legal policies. It doesn't take a lot of time or effort to make sure that these are up to date, but you want to make sure that you have the appropriate legal policies for your business in your footer, linked in your footer to the actual policies. So if you don't have any legal policies linked at all in your footer and set up in your website, make sure you get them going. At a minimum, a privacy policy and terms and conditions are highly recommended. In fact, if you're in the US, privacy policies are pretty much legally required. So if you don't have them, get them. If you already do have them, it makes sense to at least once a year make sure you review them and that they are current and up to date for the nature of your business. And also do a review to find out if you might need any other policies. For example, if you sell courses or if you have an online store, you might need some additional specific legal policies related to that you'd want to link to your website as well. Now, I will link to the video that I did a while ago with two of my favorite DIY template providers, and you can take a look at that if you are in need of those. I will also link to the video I did showing you how to add these legal policies to your Squarespace website once you have. So there you go. That's 10 simple things that you can do without a lot of effort to make a major impact on your website without having to go through an entire redesign or spending a lot of money or any money for that matter to make an impact. And remember that while our websites are the public-facing component of our businesses and we do need to take them seriously, it's also good to have a little bit of fun with them too. So try out some different colors, try out some images, maybe some new fonts, but enjoy the process as well. Have a little fun with it. And remember that there really isn't anything that you can do from a design perspective that you can't undo. So try it. If you don't like it, you can always go back to what you had before. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you again soon.